Good. So we are recording this. Welcome to the Tuesday practice. Yes. Okay. So I'd like for all of us to just take a minute or two here and come into your space, into where you are. Noticing, what's happening in your world at the moment. And then noticing what you feel and what you sense in the body. And remember, as we practice today, that it's your practice, so don't press too hard. Less is more when you really come down to it in yoga. Just moving with the breath, finding sensation, not pain, resting when you need to. So just notice the breath here. Just closing the back of the throat just slightly so that you hear the exhale. And as you're breathing here, you're releasing, softening the face, the jaw, the neck is relaxed. Shoulders released. Arms and hands, hips, belly, all the way down to the toes. Notice the connection with the earth. Sits bones, the legs, the feet. Allowing the breath to deepen. From the belly up to the upper chest. And making the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. Maybe adding a count to your inhale, counting to 4 or 5, and then exhaling to the count of 5 or 6. And now taking one deep, long inhale all together. And open the mouth and let it go. And one more deep inhale. And exhale. And if the eyes were closed, gently open the eyes and now stack those shoulders over the hips and bring the chin in just a bit, shoulders back. Top of the head reaches up toward the ceiling. On your exhale, let the chin drop down toward the chest. And now take the chin gently over toward the right shoulder. And then bring it to center and over toward the left shoulder. And bring the chin to center and move it to the right. And then center and to the left. And bring the chin to center. Inhaling, lift the gaze up toward the ceiling as you inhale. Draw the shoulders back and down. Pressing the chest forward. And bringing the head back up. Exhaling, let the right ear drop over toward the right shoulder. Keeping the left shoulder down, extending the left arm to the side if you choose. And the head comes up and left ear toward left shoulder, extending the right hand. And bringing the head back up. And one more time, just let the chin drop down toward the shoulder or toward the chest. Keeping the shoulders back and finding that sensation in the back of the neck. Still breathing. And go ahead and bring the head back up. Good. Let's bring the shoulders up toward the ears and then take those shoulders back and the shoulder blades come together and down. And then release. And as you inhale, draw the shoulders up and then bring the shoulders back and down. Releasing one more time, inhaling. And then draw the shoulders back. Let the shoulder blades drop. Keep the neck soft, moving the head. Still pressing the heart toward the front of the mat. One more breath. And release. Yeah, good. Let's do some arm circles. We haven't done that in quite a while. Extend the right hand out in front. And now follow the hand with the eyes. As you inhale, let the hand lift up toward the ceiling and then turn the palm to the outside. Follow the hand with the eyes as you reach back and down. Fingertips brush the floor. And then inhaling, the hand comes out in front and lifts back to the ceiling. Palm turns out, exhaling down. And reaching forward, inhaling up. And exhaling as the hand circles back and down. And the next time the hand comes up toward the ceiling, just reach up as you ground down through that right sits bone. Reaching, and bring the left hand out and let's arc over to the left. Reaching up and out. Without straining the neck, the gaze is lifted. And you're breathing. And then turn the gaze down toward the left hand on the floor. Still keeping the right sits bone on the mat or on the block. Breathe. And now bring the gaze back toward the ceiling and lifting the hand back up. Reaching, getting long, and exhale and bring the right hand down. Ah, yes, okay. And a little rag doll on the right arm there. Oh, good. Take a breath and just notice that sensation, those sensations in the arm and in the right shoulder. And extending the left arm out in front. Again, big circles as you inhale, the hand lifts. And we turn the palm out and following it with the eyes as the hand comes down toward the floor and fingertips brush across the floor, coming out in front, inhaling the hand up. And turn the palm out, exhale. One more big circle, inhaling up. Palm turns out, exhaling. Fingers spread, reaching, and the next time the hand is at the ceiling, just turn, gaze up there, reach. Yes, and bring the right hand out, arcing over to the right. And turning the gaze down toward the right hand on the floor, still keeping the left shoulder back. And now the gaze comes back to the ceiling, staying strong through that left arm. And now the hand comes back to the ceiling, grounding down, reaching high. And exhaling the left hand down. And yes, now just ragdoll the left arm, the left hand. And notice. Just notice gently moving here. We'll move to some twists. Bring the left hand across, the right hand behind. Get tall, release the shoulders, exhale, and twist to your right. And inhaling, come to center. And now exhale and twist to the left. And coming back to center. Take a breath here. And we'll do a little bit different twist here. So bring the left hand across, the right hand behind, exhale, and now twist. And now unwind a little bit and lengthen, get tall here. And then exhale and twist again to the right. As you inhale, lengthen up, release the twist a little bit, and then one more time, looking over the right shoulder. And inhaling, come back to the front. Bring the left hand across, get tall, release the shoulders, exhale, twisting left. Unwind a little bit, get tall, exhale, and again, twist left. And one more time, release, lifting, and twisting one more time, looking over the left shoulder. And inhaling, come back to the front. Yes, all good. And bring the arms wide. And now turn the palms to the front of the mat and then to the ceiling, pressing the pinky fingers up toward the ceiling. Keep those arms strong and straight. And now bring the palms toward the front of the mat and toward the floor. Bring the arms down to about a 45-degree angle and now press the thumbs toward the back of the mat, staying tall here without leaning forward. So you're pressing the thumbs back, opening the hands up toward the ceiling, really. Breathe. One more breath. And now unwind, bring the hands back down to the legs. Again, gently moving. Now bring the hands out in front, palms together, interlace the fingers, press the palms forward. And as you inhale, draw the shoulders back and let the hands lift up toward the ceiling. Exhaling, chin to chest, bringing the arms back down, pressing the palms forward. And inhaling, shoulders back, hands are lifting. Exhaling, pressing forward. And one more time, pressing the palms up toward the ceiling, turn the gaze straight ahead, draw those arms back, pressing up, and exhaling, pressing forward. And then turn the palms around, release, and ragdoll the hands, and wiggle the fingers. Yes, okay. That's good. So bring the arms wide one more time, and then bring the right arm under the left, and you can bring the hands to the shoulders for a little body hug here. Let the fingers walk back on the shoulders, stacking the elbows. And if you choose, you can just take that into eagle arms. And then if you like, you can actually extend or straighten the arms a bit. And bring the hands back up. Open the arms wide. And now left arm under right, hands to the shoulders, walking back with the fingers. Breathe. You can make circles with the elbows. And then coming up into eagle arms. Be nice to your shoulders here. And extending to the front if you choose. And the hands come back up. And opening the arms wide. Turn the palms up toward the ceiling, and on your inhale, lift the hands up toward the ceiling. Bring the palms together, again, reaching high if that works for you. And now exhale and bring the hands back down. Releasing, inhaling, getting strong through the arms, hands lift. And exhale, reaching wide. And bringing the hands out in front, palms face in as you inhale, reaching forward, lifting the hands. Turn the palms to the front, really pressing out through the heels of the hands as you exhale the hands down. Palms turn in, inhaling, the hands come up. And exhaling, turning the palms, pressing out as the hands come back down. Yes. And again, just gentle movement here. Bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers. Squeeze those heels together, the hands, and press the thumb into the sacrum so that now the elbows are bent. And when you press the thumbs into the sacrum, you're feeling this in the shoulders. Good. Breathe. And then straighten the arms, staying lifted here through the chest. just lift the arms and hands away from the body toward the back of the mat. Gently move the head, neck stays relaxed, face is soft. One more breath. And exhale, release. Yes, my goodness. So let's come over onto all fours. We'll do some moving cat-cow. So inhaling, lifting the gaze into cow, exhaling, rounding, taking the hips back toward the heels. Bring the elbows down and release. And as you inhale, come forward and up. And now the gaze lifts, belly drops, exhaling, rounding, moving the hips back. And as the hips come back and the elbows come down, just release down toward the floor. Inhaling, coming forward and up. Lifting the gaze. Exhaling round. And coming back, releasing as the elbows come down to the mat. Two more. Inhaling, coming forward and up. And exhaling as you round. And the hips move back. And bring the elbows down to the mat. Let the head drop down toward the mat. Knees are wide, space for the belly. Elbows are wide. And you rest the forehead on a block or on the mat if it'll go down that far. Not a problem. Keeping the hips back toward the heels. Now lift the head and move the hands out toward the front of the mat. So now the fingers are spread wide, palms are pressing down into the mat, fingertips gripping the mat, and let the head release again toward the mat. As you inhale, come up into knee plank. Bring the shoulder blades onto the back. Find a little bit of sensation here, I think, in the wrists as there's a straight line now between the top of the head and the knees. Exhaling, take the hips back toward the heels. Keeping the arms straight and strong. Inhaling, coming forward into knee plank. Shoulder blades come onto the back. Exhaling, hips come back. And one more time, coming up into knee plank. And now let the hips drop down toward the mat, lifting the gaze into upward dog. Mine doesn't look very good because I got limited flexibility in my low back. And exhaling, take those hips back toward the heels. Bring the arms in, rest your head on your arms. And coming back up into table, we'll do our side bends here. So inhaling, and as you exhale, let the hips move to the left and just take the gaze toward the back of the mat, past the right shoulder. And now come to center, and as you exhale, the gaze goes to the left, hips right. Coming back to center, take the weight onto the left knee, gazing right. And then center and exhaling, gazing left. And coming back to center. Extending the right leg, toes down. Release the right hip and press back through the right heel. And then lift that foot hip height. Come into awkward pose. Strong through that left arm. Strong through that right leg. One more breath. And then bring the left hand down, bend the right knee, the lifted knee, and then lift the leg a little bit higher, and then lower it, and then lift a little higher. Planting that foot on the ceiling, and then the knee drops a little bit, and one more time, lifting that knee. And exhale, bring the right knee down, and come back into your resting pose. Working the back here. And coming back into table. Left leg extends, toes down. Yeah, take a breath here as you release the left hip. Pressing back. And now lift the left leg, extending the right arm, reaching. Two more deep breaths. And bring the right hand down, bend the left knee. Now lift that leg a little higher, foot is flexed, and then lower the knee a little bit, and now lift that foot, and then lower, and now lift it. And as you exhale, bring the left knee down, come back to your resting pose. And coming back up into table. Just walk those hands a little bit toward the front of the mat, curl the toes, come into a full plank, just for a breath or two. It can be knee plank. And now exhale and lower all the way down to the mat. Yes, good. All right. Coming up into Sphinx. Take a breath here. Fingers are spread and middle fingers pointing toward the front of the mat. Gaze lifts. Being nice to the low back here. So be gentle. And now press into the mat with the knees and lift the hips. And if you choose, if you want to, you can curl the toes, lift the knees into forearm plank. You got to breathe here. Can't hold your breath. Long neck looking down toward the mat. 2 more breaths. Good. As you exhale, the knees come down, the hips come down, take the elbows wide, and bring the right side of the face to the mat. Just release. And now the left side of the face. And while we're down here, we'll go ahead and do some quad stretches. So coming back up into your Sphinx, bring that left forearm across the face, come onto your left hip, and just bend that right knee, the top knee, and gently, 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 reach back with the right hand and draw that right heel toward the right hip. Good, release. Extending that right leg, and let's do some side leg lifts. So now just lift that right leg up, keeping the toes pointed to the left or to the side. Exhale and take that leg down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lower. And inhale, the leg lifts. And exhaling, lower. Good. Come back over into your Sphinx. Taking that breath in Sphinx. And bring the right arm across, coming onto the right hip. Bending the left knee, reaching back to the quad stretch. One more breath. And then release, extending that leg, and now side leg lifts, taking the left leg up, and then lower, and lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. And coming back over into your Sphinx. One breath. And then exhale. And just lift back up into table. How about that? And then curl the toes, come into downward facing dog. So really bend the knees here. And really press the chest, the heart back toward the knees. Move the head so the neck stays relaxed. Feel the fingertips gripping the mat. Palms of the hands on the mat. And now step the feet toward the hands. Come to half lift. Straightening those legs. Long through the spine. Gaze straight down. Exhale into forward fold. Work the heels. And maybe bend the knees a little deeper and let the top of the head drop down toward the toes. And if you want, you can ragdoll, or you can just grab the elbows and just hang out here. This is the old see how low you can go. So really bend the knees, press into the mat. Let's round up here. Take the shoulders back, take the arms wide, and now reach up toward the ceiling. And exhale into mountain pose. Yeah, okay. Inhale the arms up. We'll do our spiral flow, right hand down, arcing to your right. Reaching up and out. Inhaling, right hand up. And now arcing to the left. Again, up, out to the left. And inhaling up. Arms wide, palms turn up, exhaling your twist to the right. And inhaling up. And now your twist to the left. And inhaling up. And the hands come through the heart, hinging. Noticing the outside edges of both feet parallel to the sides of the mat, edges of the mat as you release the head. Press the hips to the ceiling. Bending the knees, hands out in front, reaching forward and pressing to come up. Exhale the hands back. Inhaling up. Bring the gaze straight ahead, arms draw back. Exhale, mountain pose. Right. Oh, yeah. So let's step back with the right foot. 2 lanes for the feet. We're moving to warrior 1. So get that stance that feels right for you. Get strong through the back leg, pressing down through that back heel, bending the left knee or the front knee. And make sure you can see that big toe to the inside of this front knee. Shoulders to the front of the mat. And now settle just a little bit lower. Good. And now inhale and bring the hands up. As you exhale, bring the hands down, fingertips touch the mat, humble warrior. So the head drops down toward the mat to the inside of the left knee as the hands lift up toward the ceiling. One more breath. And now bring the hands back down toward the mat. Reach out in front, lifting back up. Warrior 1. Yeah. One more breath. And one more time, we're going to move into humble warrior. So bring the hands down toward the mat. You can even touch the mat with the fingertips. Top of the head toward the mat. Belly's on that left thigh as you reach the hands to the ceiling. And now hands come down, pressing, coming back up. Warrior 1, stay low as you reach high. Exhaling the hands in prayer to the heart. Up on the back toes. And then step to the top of the mat. Good. And step it out. Good, yeah. So let's step back now with the left foot, finding that stance for warrior one. Now bend that right knee. Get strong through the back leg. And now maybe settle just a little bit lower as you lift through the heart and arms come up, warrior one. And exhaling, moving into humble warrior. Hands come down toward the mat. Lifting the hands up behind toward the ceiling as the top of the head drops toward the mat. And bring the hands down, coming out in front, pressing with that front leg to lift back to warrior one. And one more time to humble warrior. Staying along through the spine until you're down there, and then the head releases, hands lift. And one more time, get long, reaching up and out in front and pressing up warrior one. And hands in prayer to the heart. Up onto those back toes. And step forward. Ah, good. All right. And step it out. Yeah, that's working those quads pretty good. Take a breath here. So let's move down to the mat. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, forward fold. Toes gripping the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, back to plank. Take a breath here. Remember the knees can be down. And exhale, lower. Come to cobra. Strong through the legs now. Feel the toes on the mat. Two more deep breaths. Good, all right. Releasing the chin down toward the mat, or down to the mat. And now just lift up the table and bring the feet around to the front. So here we are. Let's do seated forward fold. So flex the feet. The toes are pointed back toward you. Although there is a bend in the knees here as you get tall. And exhale into seated forward fold. Move the heels or move your butt or your heels wherever they need to be to find the sensation that feels good for you. Someplace you can stay and be for about 5 long deep breaths. And you can release the head down toward the knees. Adjusting however you need, whatever you need to do. And now as you inhale, gently round up. Good. Get strong through the legs. So now the legs are as straight as you can get them, and the heels actually can lift up off the mat. Pressing the belly toward the toes. Good. Bring the feet about halfway in. Let's try some Navasana. And make it your Navasana, whatever works today for you. Knees bent. Straightening one leg if you choose, and the other. And you can even do the old elbow to the opposite knee thing if you want to try that. Cactus arms. Whatever works best. Good. And then bring the feet down. Come into cobbler pose. And then slide the feet away and into diamond butterfly, whatever. And inhaling. Come up, bring the knees up. And if your shoulders are good, you can come into reverse table with the feet hip width, about halfway in, hands come behind the hips, and then you just shift those hips forward and up. Head falls back, reverse table. And exhaling, bring everything back down. Good. Bring the hands behind the knees and gently come down onto your back. Good. Turn the toes out, palms to the ceiling. Take a big, deep breath in and let it go. Bring the right knee into the chest. So now activate the left foot, flex the left foot, flex the right foot. Having that knee in. And now take the right foot straight up to the ceiling, pressing up through the right heel. Now interlace the fingers behind the lifted knee. And as you exhale, gently put a bend in that knee and draw the leg toward the back of the mat. And then release. Inhaling, exhaling. Drawing the leg back. And easing. And one more time. Drawing toward the back of the mat. And then easing. Good. Lift the head and the shoulders off the mat. Lift the left leg off the mat. Still, both feet flexed, reaching past that lifted knee. Gazing toward your toes and the left foot. Breathe. One more breath. And then take the left foot down. Release the head and the shoulders. Point the toes in the left leg or the foot and circle that the right leg. Circle the right leg. Go the other way. And then flex that right foot and slowly lower the right leg down. And point the toes and lift it back up. And flex and lower. Point and lift. And flex and lower. 3, 2, 1, and down. Yeah, palms up, toes out. Take a breath. Bring the left knee into the chest. Bring that knee in. And take the left foot straight up to the ceiling. Strong through that lifted leg. Interlace the fingers behind the knee. As you exhale, take that leg toward the back of the mat. Be sure to bend that knee. Inhaling, release. Exhaling, draw it back. Inhaling, release. And exhale, draw it back. Inhale, release. Good. Hands come down by your side, lifting the right leg, lifting the head and the shoulders off, the shoulder blades off the mat. Reaching forward. One more breath. Exhaling, take the right leg down, bring the arms down, point those left toes, circle the left leg. And go the other way. And then flex that leg and lower. Flex that foot. Point the toes and lift it back. Flex the foot and lower. And point and lift. And flex and lower. 3, 2, 1, and down. Open those hands up to the ceiling. Take a big, long, deep breath in. And exhale and let it go. Bring both knees into the chest. Gently rock. You can open the knees wide if you choose. And I like to play here a little bit. I'd let those knees move toward the front of the mat, knees wide, and then I bring them back toward the back of the mat, knees wide. Just breathing deeply. Good. So bring those feet in toward the center of the mat. Bring the left ankle onto the right knee. Gently put your little bit of pressure on that left knee with the left hand, keeping the left foot flexed. And then reaching through for your figure four. Remember, if you take the foot and the knee a little bit to the right, you'll probably notice a bit more sensation. Good, bringing the right foot down, release the ankle. Take a breath here. You can come to cobbler pose with the knees wide, feet together. And the knees to the ceiling, and now the right ankle on top of the left knee. A little gentle pressure with the right hand. And reaching through for figure four. And bringing the left foot down, release the ankle. Good. Extend the legs long. Take a breath. And now we do our gentle twist to finish up, bringing the feet all the way in, arms wide, let the knees fall to the right, turn your gaze left. And knees to the ceiling, knees left, gaze right. And knees to the ceiling. Both knees to the chest. Again, just gently rock. And then extend the legs long. And inhale deeply, a big full body stretch here. And exhale into Savasana. Just releasing into the mat. Feeling the weight of the body settling
into the earth. Completely soft. Top of the head to the tips of the toes and the fingers. Wiggle the toes, move the fingers, stretch, and then come over onto one side, gently pressing up. So thank you for practicing with me today. So we'll see you Friday, either on screen or hopefully, or maybe at the church. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. And thank you for practicing. Have a great week.
Thank you, Rick.